It's a strange feeling, realizing you've been erased. Not in a dramatic fight, but quietly in plain sight, by the very people who claim to love you. That's exactly what happened to me at my parents' 30th anniversary party in Chicago. The air was thick with the smell of roast beef, rosemary, and red wine, and the clinking of crystal glasses sounded like a storm brewing. My uncle's loud, confident laugh cut through everything, and the click of my cousin's heels on the hardwood. Floors felt like a drum roll for an event I wasn't privy to. Then the reveal. My sister, with my mom in tow, led everyone to the front hall. A mural, painted from floor to ceiling, adorned the wall. Gold accents curled along the branches of a family tree, with 112 names meticulously inked. Cousins, in-laws, new babies, even the family dog. I searched, scanning each branch, tracing a map back to myself, desperate for proof that I belonged. But there was no Emily. At first I dismissed it as a mistake. Surely my name was there somewhere. But as I looked closer, the sickening realization hit. Someone had thought of me and then thought better. The shame was a hot crawling heat up my neck, making me feel naked in that crowded room. I excused myself, the cool tile of the bathroom a stark contrast to the burning in my chest. When I returned, I managed a casual smile. "Don't you think someone's missing?" I asked. My mom, without missing a beat, smoothed a napkin and replied, "We figured you wouldn't want to be on it." My dad chuckled. "Yeah, you just call it sentimental nonsense." My erasure was sealed with a laugh. I nodded, grabbed my coat, and walked out. No one stopped me. That night, I didn't text, scream, or demand an explanation. Instead, I opened a folder on my computer filled with quiet plans I'd made years ago, the kind you create when you've learned to expect betrayal. You see, I have autism. I didn't always have the word for it, but I always knew I was different. Like a broken appliance that looked fine but never worked quite right. I studied people like homework, meticulously analyzing body language, learning to nod, smile, and avoid interrupting. Despite my efforts, I always felt like I was either too much or not enough. My robot corrections and silences met with laughter from my siblings and parents. I thought that if I could just fix myself hard enough, I'd finally belong. But belonging wasn't for sale, so I stopped paying for it. Quietly, I shut down the money transfers, closed the family emergency fund, and declined requests for cash. At first, they didn't notice. Then came the concerned messages, my brother's rehearsed voice note. "We missed you. You know we love you, right? By the way, could you send your half for his gift?" I didn't reply. For once, silence worked in my favor. Unexpectedly, a conference on neurodivergence reached out. They'd read an essay I'd written about masking and autistic burnout. Speaking isn't natural for me, but perhaps that was the point. I stood on stage, the lights hot, 1,000 faces leaning forward. I told a story about a girl who always chipped in, always stayed quiet, until she helped fund a mural with 112 names, and hers was not among them. Before I finished, people rose to their feet, not in pity, but in recognition. The clip went viral, with strangers calling it the cruelty of quiet exclusion. My sister, who had built her brand on inclusivity, was suddenly questioned. Her response? A lawsuit for reputational damage and emotional distress, because apparently truth is defamation if it costs money. But here's the twist. For the first time, I wasn't afraid. My name might not have been on their painted tree, but it was everywhere else, in articles, clips, and whispers turning into headlines. I pictured that blank space on the wall, a branch that stopped short, as if even the artist knew something was missing. Then I pictured the stage, my voice filling a room that once would have silenced me. People rising to their feet, not because I begged them to see me, but because they already did. They erased me quietly. I reclaimed myself loudly, without ever raising my voice. And maybe that's the key to being erased. The only way to respond is to exist so fully, so undeniably, that no one can paint you out again.